Hello, hello, hello. Good evening or good morning, depending on the time you're watching the following video. I welcome you all to the second iteration of this Story Slam series. The following story has been written by Mr. Kumar Aditya and is being narrated by a person in a plain black t-shirt whose name happens to be Divyank. Right? Okay, so jumping like straight into the story. The title of the story is Friend Request, and for some strange reason, we do not have the name of the protagonist. So we'll name him Kumar. Just don't ask why. We'll name him Kumar. Okay. So Kumar is a newly appointed vice president of a big MNC firm. He has a big house, a car, बहुत अच्छी salary, basically everything for the society to consider him a successful person. Still, as you can guess, this guy wasn't happy, right? He had been getting mails from the HR department regarding his Hollywood use, but Kumar never felt the need to take them. One fine day, or I would say one regular day, Kumar received an email whose the header of which said the senior high school Kalpa, and the body embodied a bold font revealing the text, the reunion of the batch 1988 of dopamine gushed into his whole body, and it was enough. That one single granule was enough to make him call his secretary, who happened to be the only friend he had in that city, and he told him to just book the dates, book the flights, and he took the holiday dues. Right. The secretary just jokingly asked twice or thrice that, like, is it really coming from you, vagera vagera. Finally, our Kumar Bhaiya reached Kalpa, met a lot of his friends, right? But he was in search of a peculiar person, or a particular person, you would say, whose name was Ajit. See, Ajit is the type of a person whom I would envy, you would envy, basically, all the males in this world would envy. Why, you ask? Good looks, good voice, plays guitar, sings. Every girl has a crush on him, so why not, right? So Kumar thought he might be in Mumbai somewhere, and he might be working for some big music label, and just getting some filthy amount of money. And after roaming around for a few minutes, he saw him. He was on the stage performing some songs, surrounded by a lot of people, and they got together. They exchanged a few words, a few laughs. Then our Kumar Bhaiya came up with the most uncle wala question ever. क्या कर रहे हो आजकल? Which translates to, what are you doing nowadays? We were shocked to listen to the answer that Ajit has to say. He said, I owned a stationery shop. Instead of all the bells and whistles he expected from him, he said, I had a stationery shop. Like, generally, Kumar was quite worried, and he offered him some financial help. And this gesture was not at all celebrated by Ajit. So instead, Ajit invited Kumar to his shop the very next day. And like any friend would do, Kumar went positively to the shop the very next day. Now, from here, Kumar's perspective begins. Right, the shop was too small, it was a little too dirty, but Ajit was smiling. There were jalebis on the counter, and they finally met. Right, Kumar again asked him, like, if you want any help, dude, I can help you out. So now Ajit begins to speak. He was like, listen, either Dick, right? There's a child who used to work there. He said his dad died due to over drinking. His mother works as a maid to fulfill his dreams. And we both have a pact. As in, whenever this child comes first in his class, I give him the stationery for free. And I have been losing the deal for the last 5 years. There's another boy who lives down that street. He comes to me for English lessons and he gives me around 10 rupees or so. Also, I have a very beautiful wife, a gorgeous daughter. In short, I love my life. Now, what you do is you just tell me, apart from money, you being the vice president of your company, what do you have to like talk to me in real terms? Kumar Bhaiya choked, spellbound. He was shocked to realize that he had nothing, really nothing to talk. Maybe he was too successful for the world but a failure for his own self. Then he realized a quote quoted by someone very important in his life that happiness can be found in the darkness, but to only the people who remember to turn the lights on. This marks the end of the cute C story. If you have made this far, consider listening to a छोटा सा review from my side too. So the main thing to take away from this story is just don't force yourself to the society norms, right? The protagonist's life is a perfect example of all what glitters is not gold. Try to live your life to the fullest because it is not the failure that hurts, it is the regret that seeps in. Thank you, you have been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much.